Welcome guys to another Cuddles and Rage tutorial. Today we are making egg! So I think it's really fun to make these little eggs because they're really easy and they kind of have like a nice texture. Look, it's like you can bend it around, and I like to make them into magnets. So the things that you will need to make this Mr. Egg or Mrs. Egg, whatever. You'll need translucent liquid Sculpey. You can find this at any craft store. And you'll need yellow clay. You'll need your pin tool, which you know I love. Oop, look, it's all sticking to the magnet. That's cool. You'll need a little brush. And the kicker this time is that you will need, black clay for the eyes. That's not the kicker. What? You will need white oil paint. Just a little bit of it. I've had this for a few years now and it's still working for me. So, alright, let's get started. Clear the work area. Alright, clear everything off. Oh, and like one thing to note is I am making my egg guide directly onto my baking sheet. Because we are working with liquid Sculpey, I prefer for these types of projects to work directly onto the sheet so I don't have to move everything around, because going back to our egg, this part isn't going to solidify until after you bake it. So just something to think about. All right, so let's get started. Of course, clean hands, clean hands. If you don't have clean hands, then go ahead and pull a craft wipe out. So just to be safe, I'm just gonna go ahead and like wipe my hands on a paper towel. And then I'm gonna take my yellow clay. Oh, look how I store my clay. I store it in just the tight wrap stuff. Some people store their clay in plastic bags, but I really don't prefer that. I still feel like it hardens, so I just do like the cling wrap stuff. Okay, so now we have our clay. That's a little, let's compare it to the other one. That's a little big for a yolk, so I'm just gonna pinch a little bit off. And then I'm going to put that guy back and I'm gonna roll. You know I like it when we have to roll, just to loosen up the clay. And I'm gonna push, okay, I rolled it. I'm pushing it down a little bit. Maybe a little hard to see. I'm gonna see my little stuff there, the little creases. I'm just gonna smooth it out with my thumb. And if you're very particular about having dirt and grime on there, you can always kind of like pinch around it. So here we go. All right, and then what I want to do is I want to just go ahead and finish the face. So I still feel like it's a big egg. We'll make a bigger egg this time. I'm just gonna do my little pins. This is just a typical pin with like a bigger side so I can do the creases for my eyes. And then like my fingers kind of got in there, so all you have to do is like lightly take your finger and kind of smooth it out. All right, lightly smooth. Okay, and then do a happy face, happy first. Kind of get it there and pat it down. Pat it down. Some people like to use black clay to make their faces. I just prefer to give it some depth. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take my black clay and just pinch some off to make an eye. Pinch, pinch, pinch. Roll it between your fingers, really super easy. Roll, 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 roll. Okay. And then I'm just gonna put it, dip it in there. Okay. And then you know what? Again, I love my stress lines. I just can't help it. I'm gonna add some stress lines. This time I'm gonna go around. I just really like stressed out food. I can tell that eye part right there has like a little bit, so I'm just gonna, a little bit of a crease, so I'm gonna smooth that out some. Okay, and now we're getting to the fun part. See, it's so easy. See, we're already halfway there. Yes. So we are going to take our liquid Sculpey. I'm gonna move this egg guy out for a bit. I'm gonna get our liquid Sculpey. We're gonna take a little bit of a cup and a little bit of the oil paint, and I'm gonna go ahead and just squeeze a little bit of oil paint to the side of this cup. And liquid Sculpey is white on its own. So if you're doing like colored, like a colored piece of oil paint, a colored glob of oil paint, then you still have to remember that it's gonna lighten up some because the translucent Sculpey is white. So there's my little glob, and then I'm going to squeeze out some liquid Sculpey into the cup. Go ahead and squeeze. And you know, like, because we're using all of this to make the egg white part, you're gonna have to squeeze for a little bit. You can even take the top off if you want. And because I made my egg a little bit thicker, I'm gonna use like a lot. Okay, so we have like a little bit of amount, good chunk. Let's mix it and see what it looks like. So I'm gonna take my brush. I'm going to go ahead and shove the paint in there, and then I'm going to mix it around. Mix, 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 and you can already see the liquid Sculpey kind of turning more into a whitish color. I can already tell you that, yeah, we're gonna need more liquid Sculpey. So because I'm getting impatient, if you're like, oh, this lid, it's so tiny, just go ahead and take the whole lid off, man, and just like do like a glob. Globs go by fast, but they also can waste supplies. So it just depends on like what type of, how big you want to make it. And then I'm going to wipe my hands off with paper towel because that stuff kind of gets a little sticky. I'm going to come back with my brush and I'm going to mix some more. And now I have a good amount to make a good egg yolk. And this is kind of the fun part. This is kind of like the icing. So you're going to take this liquid Sculpey and you're just going to go ahead and like, you just put it right where you're going to bake it. Just go ahead and keep like globbing it on. Glob a little bit more on, and if you feel like you need more egg yolk, just go ahead and add more egg yolk. Glob, glob, glob. Try and smooth out the edges, just because you don't want it to be like too rigid to ruin the effect. I'm gonna glob a little bit more on in the middle. This is why you use your craft brushes to do clay stuff and not your really nice acrylic brushes. This at one time was a nice painting brush and then I used it for clay and now it's gone downhill. Just do it some more. Alright. Yeah, I think that's good. I think it's good for us to put our yolk on there. Our yolk's going to be a little bit big for this one, so I'm going to try and spread it out a little bit more. Just so I can get the most out of this space. Alright, I'm going to put my yolk on it. Oh, that's a huge yolk! Yeah, I would maybe make it smaller. Or you can go ahead, like, you can add a little bit more to the side. Not too much more, but you can add a little bit more. I should just like work my way through it and be like, yeah, I just really wanted a big yellow guy so that I could really have his face stand out. Looks good. I think it gives it more of like an egg shape there. And again, if you want more egg white, it's all like whatever your taste is, then you can go ahead and make some more in your cup. I'm just kind of like trying to take the scraps that I have to balance it out a little bit. Cool, really, really easy. And then I'm going to put this guy in the oven and then magically you'll come and see what the final product looks like. All right, our egg guy is out of the oven and now we get to pull him off. You might have to pull a little bit to get him off there, but you shouldn't have to pull too much. And now you have an amazing egg. I love him so much. He's flexible, he's cute. Turn him into a magnet, give him to a friend. It's so much fun. Enjoy, guys.